Want to know what occurred? He opened the mysterious door. The room was empty. Amin was puzzled until a Jew rushed in like a superhero in red. Are you coming with me? Amin was stunned. Who knew this was the second thing a Jew would say to him? Before he could react, his brother burst in like a bloody tidal wave, fleeing into the yard. How could this happen? Hurry, what's going on? He couldn't believe it. His brothers were ambushed in the road, and none returned from the fray, with help nowhere in sight. What baffled Amin was how the secret path only known by him and his brothers could be compromised. For the first time, he panicked. The powder on his brother was like butter, yet blood gushed out. This is useless. Useful. This is top-tier medicine. This has to work. The guys will be here soon. Well, enjoy this candlelight dinner and hear the latest advice from top doctors. Don't panic. Brother anticipated this day long ago. You know, revenge isn't a one-time act. All has consequences. I'm only glad you didn't shed blood. Let go of love-hate, end this. Amin felt utterly defeated. He couldn't accept the scene before him. This is a betrayal against my brother. I won't share my fate with him, he shouted angrily, while the brothers exchanged glances in silence. Amin, don't be impulsive. Think it through carefully. His brother kept soothing him, struggling to hold onto his last breath like an unyielding knight. Come here, promise me something. You have to let him survive out. Amin looked at the Jew in disbelief, a wave of panic washing over him. The Jew nodded silently, giving in to his brother's request, who gently caressed Amin's face for the last time. Smile as you go, brother. At this moment, Amin was numb. His parents died early, his brother always by his side. Now he saw him fade in his arms like a dream. Suddenly, sounds of pursuers came from outside. Enemies were attacking. They were surrounding the temple, and just as foes were about to burst in, a Jew began to speak. Brother, you promised to let him go. You said it was all unrelated to him. He has never been blooded. If I don't agree to you, how would you do as I say? Today, not a single living soul will be left. Initially letting go of a 6-year-old kid led to today's situation. Amin stood in shock. Outside was Ajay's brother. And unexpectedly, when he fled back then, he was holding a baby girl in his arms. Now, the siblings came for revenge, and Amin walked towards Ajay with an icy gaze. It turns out this was all a cleverly designed plot. I've actually caused my brother's death. My brother already knew Ajay's true identity. Why didn't he tell me? He must have known, and brother would have let us go. He promised me that we could escape together. If you pass away, I don't want to live anymore. Ajay naively thought after vengeance they could escape together, but now a sea of blood lay before them, and Amin couldn't ignore it. Have you forgotten those days we grew up in the mountains? Have you forgotten who made you unaware of what your parents looked like? Have you forgotten the tragic demise of our entire family of 9 back then? Outside, his brother's cry reminded him not to forget revenge. Inside was the only man who made his heart flutter. They met at the wrong time, destined for today's outcome. Let's meet again in the next life. With a gunshot, a Jew fell into Amin's arms. Everything Amin had vanished in an instant. The temple door was shattered, and Amin stormed out with sharp fury, but he was outnumbered and fell at Ajay's brother's hand. All hatred was turned to ash in the temple's raging fire. Now Amin recalls that year's horrors calmly, unable to fathom how Ajay's brother raised her in the fortress, or how he step by step led her out of those woods, bringing a Jew to his side. Xiao Yu seemed to resonate with this deeply. It was a perfect revenge, yet no one expected a Jew would become so enamored. He paid back Amin's feelings with his life, not realizing Amin would follow him. For one promise, he waited a full 50 years. When Xiao Yu inquired if he waited for a Jew, Amin said maybe a Jew was too hasty and forgot himself in reincarnation. But once he comes, I'll definitely recognize him. I could make him happy. But what I didn't expect was that perhaps he's living a fulfilling life this lifetime. Just like you, everything he desires, he already has. So, as long as he's happy, whether that happiness is from me or if I can wait for him, all that doesn't matter anymore. Armin's words left Xiaoyu in silence. The two looked at each other without a word, unsure how long it had been. Suddenly, Xiaoyu spoke. The tears cooled. Let me refill it. As she turned to tidy up, a tear rolled down Armin's cheek as echoes of a just dying code from that year whispered in her mind. In the next life.